Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Pair of Kings. This is a Disney XD original series. It's your standard Disney Channel comedy, teenage comedy, coming of age, I guess. Well, it's fish out of water story as well. It is from 2010, so it's 14 years old. It ran for 3 seasons, and each of the episodes are about a half hour, 24 minutes long each, give or take. And yeah, it's got your usual Disney XD or Disney Channel absurd scenario involving teenagers getting in all sorts of canned laughter experiences. I imagine it's canned laughter because I can't imagine there's an audience even at like 12, 13 who would be interested in this laughing as hard as the laughter I heard during this show. I don't know, maybe it's not made for me. It's not made for me, it's not. And I know that. So for me to judge it and go, oh, well, this didn't accomplish what it was meant to do, well, you know what? I can tell that if you're looking for something that's going to cover all the generations that might appreciate this kind of humor, well, no, it's not going to do that. It's going to be for the kids that it's focused on, 10-year-olds or 12-year-olds or whatever, that might watch Disney XD all the time right after school. I have no idea. But in this case, the story revolves around 2 fraternal twins. Yeah, those two. Brady and Boomer. Brady and Boomer. His name is really complex for some reason. Played by Laramie Doc Shaw and Mitchell Musso. And they're 2 kids growing up in Chicago who fairly often get bullied. They have no social standing whatsoever. And even though they are very, very aware of themselves and they somehow think they have game and when it comes to attracting women, no, they're not really good at that at all. But they are goofy and they play off each other well, and they're best friends as well as fraternal twins. Yes, they do not look alike, and that is addressed right off the bat. But yeah, in this, they suddenly get a summons. I guess at their 16th, 15th, 12th. I don't know how old they are, but whatever age they are, suddenly these guys in tribal outfits that seem a little cliche and led by a guy with an abnormally deep voice and lots of muscles shows up and says, hey, you guys are kings, twin kings, as seems to be in only in Disney realms. Can't say Disneyland, that'd be weird, or Disney World. But in this realm, kings are twins, and somehow these kids have had no idea of their inheritance, and of course their parents are dead. Ding, ding, ding. It's a Disney thing, so parents, at least one has to be dead. In this case, I think both of them are dead. They've been raised by their aunt, I guess, aunt and uncle, and they've known about this the entire time and said nothing, knowing that, hey, we gotta raise them until they get taken away to an island that is really difficult to get to except by hot air balloon, that is also at peace, but also has a warring history of a dark and a light, and there's supernatural stuff. And there's also a talking fish, played by one of the Sopranos, not Tony Soprano, but Vincent Pastore. One of the guys from the Sopranos is the voice of a talking puppet fish in a bowl he barely fits in, named Yamaguchi. Yeah. And they come to the island and, of course, make every single mistake they possibly can. The first 2 episodes are a 2-parter. I only watched the 1 episode. I got it. They mess things up royally, pardon the expression, by the end of the first episode. And it's going to come back. It's going to balance out, and then they'll have more adventures over 3 seasons. So, yeah. But immediately upon getting there, they meet their guide that's meant to show them around. And, of course, it's a beautiful teenage girl that Brady seems to incessantly hit on. Her father happens to be the leader of the guard who came and got them with the abnormally low voice, and he threatens his kings with murder despite being the man who serves them. Yeah. So anyway, so they have the dynamic multicultural and a girl who's smarter than both of them combined, and also the island is in a remote place where it is very diverse. In fact, there's at one point during the ceremony in which they become king, there's an offering made by the children of the island, and it's also made by a pair of twins who look nothing alike. So like a red-haired kid and an Asian kid. I don't know how genetics work. I don't know if any of this actually is possible. Yeah, fraternal twins can not look the same, but this diverse, I don't know. It's just, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. This is not a serious thing. It's a comedy. It's not meant to to go, oh wow, yeah, this is scientifically based storytelling. No. It's just to be silly. It's just to have fun. For kids. And if you think too much into it, well, you've lost the point. And so far I've thought way too much into it by even talking about it. So, yeah, I'm trying to see if there's anybody else I forgot who was in this. Vincent Pastore, I mentioned him. James Hong shows up at some point. He did not show up in the first episode. James Hong, if you know who he is, well, yeah, he's an icon in... he just shows up in everything. The man must like pulling a paycheck. The guy's like 95 now, but he's been in everything, and good for him. He's fantastic. So, if you're my age, you're not going to get anything out of this. There's not a thing where you're just like, oh, you know what? That's funny. I didn't see that coming. No, you'll see everything coming. You can pretty much just speak the lines as they say them, not having seen the show before. You know, they're going to screw things up and then make things right. It's a lesson will be learned, and then the next episode they screw things up and make things right, and lesson is learned. It's the way these shows work, and funny happens along the way for people under 12. So, but it's okay. The world is not going to end, and if it somehow you watch this show, if you get a kick out of it, go for it. Don't let anybody tell you that what you love is awful, because you know what, you have your own experiences, and yeah, I'm not going to think about this anymore. So let's pick tomorrow's episode. 232. Oh, geez, I don't have to scroll very far, and it is a short. And I don't know how short of a short this is. I think this is fairly new. I think it came out just this past year to celebrate Disney's 100th anniversary. And but it's sort of we'll talk about it tomorrow, because we're going to be watching Once Upon a Studio. I think we're going to get the story of Disney. And that's all right. Once Upon a Studio is what we're watching next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.